Hey guys, today we're using Descartes' Rule of Signs to determine the number of positive real, negative real, and imaginary zeros in a function. I'm just first going to write down this chart that'll help us organize our solutions. The first column is basically telling us how many positive zeros we have, negative zeros, imaginary, and the total number of zeros that we'll have. This column is actually pretty easy to fill out. You just need to look at the polynomial and check what the highest degree is. So in our case, it's 5. So for all of our solutions, you're going to have a total of 5 zeros for your function. They might be positive, they might be negative, they might be imaginary, but the total has to equal 5. Okay, let's first go for the positive zeros. And according to Descartes' Rule of Signs, you can look at your function and count the number of sign changes to determine the number of positive real zeros. Looking at our first term, we have a positive 6x to the 5th, and our next term is a negative 7x to the 4th. So that is actually our first sign change because it goes from positive to negative. If you look at the next one, we're going from a negative term to another negative term. So this is not a sign change. But if you look at the next one, you're going from a negative term to a positive term. So that is a sign change. For the next one, we're going from positive to another positive term. So no sign change here. And this last one, it goes from positive to negative value, so that is a sign change. We got a total of 3 sign changes, so according to Descartes' rule, this function might have 3 positive real zeros. And something that's interesting is that that's one possible solution, but you also have to subtract 2 until you reach the number 1 or 0. So for our problem, 3 minus 2 is 1. And this is actually another solution. So we might have 3 positive real zeros or 1 positive real zero. This might be a little confusing. So for example, in a different problem, if you happen to get 5 sign changes, this is one possible solution, but 3 and 1 are also possible solutions. So you just keep subtracting 2 until you reach 1 or 0. All right, so going back to the problem that we have, we found that this function might have 3 positive zeros or 1 positive zero. And the total is still going to be 5. Let's now go for the negative zeros. Also, according to Descartes' rule, to find the number of negative zeros, we're going to use f of negative x. What you're going to do to find f of negative x is for every x in the original function, we're going to replace it with a negative x. So it's going to look like this. Cool. And just to simplify, we'll get this. Okay, so now we're going to count the number of sign changes again. Here we're starting off now with a negative term. Negative to another negative is not a sign change, but negative to a positive is. Positive to positive is not a sign change. However, a positive to a negative is. And our last one is a negative to a negative, so that's not a sign change. So we got 2 sign changes, and remember how we had to subtract 2 to find the other solutions? We're going to do the same here with the negative ones. 2 minus 2 is 0, so that is actually another solution. So in order to fill out this chart, we're trying to find all of the different possible combinations. So here you might have 3 positive zeros, and we just found out that you might have 2 negative zeros. And since we're trying to find all of the possible combinations, you might have 1 positive zero and 2 negative zeros. If you want to go the other way, remember how we found that you might have 0 negative zeros. We're going to do the same thing with 0 negative zeros. All right. This is all of the different combinations of positive and negative zeros, and now we're just going to do some simple math to get the imaginary ones. To find the number of imaginary zeros, we're just going to look at each row and make sure that it adds up to 5. This column is telling you how many total zeros you have, and these columns are telling you if they're positive, negative, or imaginary. So if you already have 3 positive zeros and 2 negative zeros, you know that you will have 0 imaginary zeros. Now, looking at the next column, we're trying to make sure that these 3 columns add up to 5. So if you have 1 positive zero and 2 negative zeros, the other 2 zeros have to be imaginary then, right? Now this row adds up to 5. And we're going to do the same thing with the last 2, and we're just going to make sure that the first 3 columns add up to 5. Yeah, this is actually our final answer. How you read this is, in one case, you might have 3 positive zeros and 2 negative zeros, or you might have 1 positive, 2 negative, and 2 imaginary zeros, and so on. So technically, there are 4 possible different combinations. All right, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if this video helped you out, and let me know if you guys have any other questions or topics you want me to cover. See you in the next one.